Oi de toy, what be happening over there on the Emerald Isle? I can get away with that because I'm a quarter Irish, by the way. So, my home country. One of my home countries. The other one's currently being bombed out. The other one was stolen by a bunch of white people. And I guess my neighbors as well. Scottish, native, and Ukrainian, by the way. There it goes, and it just completes the picture for you. But Dublin's been going through some stuff over the past week or so. And why are the riots happening? And when did a stabbing attack in Ireland take place? Oh, a stabbing attack, you say? Yes, there was a... it's interesting because the reporting on this has been sketchy, which kind of already paints the picture for you as to why it's not necessarily clear, because sometimes the truth, it doesn't really sit well with the public. But if you question what's going on right there, well, the response from all of your politicians, specifically the Prime Minister, condemns anti-immigrant protests, who rampaged through central Dublin. You are a far-right bigot if you don't want women and children stabbed. What the hell is going on? It was a night of shame for the most welcoming of countries in the world. That's a problem because I don't necessarily know how true this is. It was just a meme on Twitter. So go ahead and color me ignorant somewhat when it comes to the demographic shift. I'm not entirely sure of the time frame or not, but at one point in time, Ireland was for the Irish. I know, right? And specifically the capital city of Dublin. Stop me if you've heard this before in places like England, London. It used to be a place for the English, and now, well, y'all just move on with that one. But it went from being like 64% Irish with a bunch of other, fellow delegates under the United Kingdom making up for, a vast majority of the rest of the population. And now the Irish are a plurality. 46% or something like that. But man, shout out to the early 90s when the Irish were taking, early 90s or late 80s? I can't quite remember exactly when they were, when the boys were taken to the streets. But the Irish, when you piss them off, they can really get shit done. Okay? If you know, you know, and if you don't, brush yourself up with recent history. It was a night of shame when one of the most welcoming countries in the world, Ireland, was left reeling after as many as 500 thugs responded to a horrifying knife fight attack at school children in Dublin on Thursday by launching an anti-migrant rampage. Oh, wait a minute, I think we just breezed past one of them things right there. A horrifying knife attack on school children. Oh, but guys, we had an anti-migrant rampage. We can't be anti-migrant, okay? Because where is Muhammad and gonna go ahead and store his knife if not for in the skull of a preschooler, okay? Why are you being so bigoted? Stop it. Hate has no home here. Fueled by online misinformation and unsubstantiated rumors that a person behind the attack, which saw 3 children and a woman injured. They were stabbed by a madman, was a foreign national. The mob gathered close to some of the city's most iconic locations, some waving flags and brandishing signs reading "Irish Lives Matter." That is so racist. Oh, okay, cool. Switch out Irish for black, and that's celebrated by everybody. But if you put the genetic makeup of people in, let me check my notes for the second, Ireland, that's a problem. That is a sign of bigotry. That is a sign of anti-migration. Yeah, okay. Shocking scene saw police officers attacked with around 50 sustaining injuries. Oh no, the police got attacked. I'm really shook up by that. The same people that would hold you down on the ground, force a mask upon your face, would make sure that you weren't allowed to participate in daily life if you didn't sign up for government compliance. Cover me completely and totally despondent by 50 officer casualties, one of whom is having a toe amputated. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god. There were kids that were stabbed. There was a woman that was stabbed, but a police officer might lose his toe. While buses and a tram were torched, with one driver punched and dragged from his cab. Oh yeah, come on, don't beat up the cabbie, for Christ's sakes. It has since been reported by the Irish Times that the attacker had lived in Ireland for some 20 years. So yeah, that's one of the things. But you're also not pointing out that he was an Albanian nationalist. Yeah, a little bit of sorry about that. Was he necessarily one of the hundreds of thousands of migrants that have been flowing into Ireland over the past decade? No. He decided to beat the rush and show up a little early as violence escalated. See how they're framing this, okay? Because this is one of many articles that are out there. But, there were Dublin riots, and that shit is terrible, okay? But won't somebody think of the immigrants? Immigrants, because the children come second. Irish children come second to the needs and wants of the mass migrants that continue to flow over and provide absolutely no benefit to the country that they're emigrating to, that they're seeking refuge in. Ireland's Prime Minister on Friday condemned anti-migrant protests to rampage through central Dublin after 3 young children were stabbed. You just go ahead and bury the lead on that one. The Prime Minister is really mad at all of you Irish people that are out there, all of you tax-paying Blarney Stone kissers, but I'll eventually get to the stabbed children. Wow, okay. Police made a number of further arrests on Friday evening as they mounted a significant security operation in Dublin. Police arrested 34 people Thursday night. Rioting of up to 500 people, looted shops. Yeah, okay, what is going on here? Okay, underneath that Irish Lives Matter sign, was there actually a Black Lives Matter sign? Set fire to vehicles, threw rocks at crowds, had crowd control officers equipped with helmets and shields. The violence began after rumors circulated that a foreign national was responsible for the attack outside the Dublin school on Thursday afternoon. Yeah, again, very little information from the media on that one. Authorities haven't disclosed the suspect's nationality. I've heard he's Albanian, but cannot confirm. Prime Minister Leo Varadkar said Ireland's capital had endured 2 attacks, one on innocent children, another from our society and the rule of law. Oh, man, the Irish people are not being properly represented by their government. Hey, kids got stabbed, but you stop being mean to those mass migrants that are out there. But one person that is actually sticking up for the Irish people, trying to make sure that Dublin doesn't become, if it hasn't already, London 2.0, Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, very, very, very proud Irishman, by the way. And shout out to him, man, being falsely accused earlier this year. I was never really a big Conor McGregor fan. I was always kind of in the camp of Jose Aldo. Anyways, I always thought that he got lucky with the one punch, and, kind of the rest of his MMA career ended up muddle-fucked by him wanting to go and box and all that stuff. Anyways, when it came to him inside the cage, never really a big Conor McGregor fan. But outside the cage, he's kind of a badass. Okay, can we just go ahead and can we settle on that? But he's really sticking up for his country, and I do appreciate that. I absolutely do. For as much as I detest current day Canada, I will still go ahead and wave that Alberta flag because I believe in my province. I think that it can be great. I think that the leader that we finally have in place right now has the capacity to do some really good things, and I want to see Alberta thrive. I want to see Canada thrive in just the same way that Conor McGregor wants Ireland to thrive. He has roots there. He has family there. He wants to see what's best for the Irish people. There's nothing wrong with that. Isn't that something? The absolute picture of this weak and feeble. The most divisive of all is the weak man. One of the most horrific crimes this nation ever seen has occurred. Now, we do not care anymore what you sad cases have got to say. In a war, you are nothing. We are not backing down. We are only warming up. There will be no backing down until real change is implemented for the safety of our nation. We are not losing any more of our women and children to sick and twisted people who should not even be in Ireland in the first place. Call it what you want. We do not care. God help us all. Ireland for victory. Quote tweeting, of course, a liberal Irish journalist who smears opponents of mass migration as far right gets sent on his bike by a local after showing up to the site of the stabbing spree today. Yeah, exactly. But of course, they're going, the Irish authorities going after the rioters. We don't know anything really concrete about the guy who decided to stab children. We're kind of sparse on those details, but you go ahead and you properly condemn all of those far-right agitators that are out there making sure that, let me check my notes again. All right, preschools are safe. Right, they're the bad guys, right? Not the guy who's actually trying to do something good for the Irish people. The Irish police investigate Conor McGregor over riot tweets. What are we doing? What the hell are we doing? God bless America. Okay, we're going international on this one, but God bless America for having the First Amendment. As much as it continues to get trampled upon, there is still that ultimate defense. When it comes to every other nation around the world, we are also not afforded that luxury. But this is absolutely ridiculous, man. But because the Telegraph is going to be gay and wants me to sign up for him, I'll just go ahead and head over to Human Events. Conor McGregor under investigation over social media posts after Algerian immigrant. Oh, what did I say? Did I say Algerian or did I say Albanian? Whatever. One of them goofy, funny, talky countries. Ha ha ha, right? Yeah, allegedly stabbed a woman, children in Dublin. This is absolutely wild. UFC champion and MMA legend Conor McGregor, that's fair, is reportedly under investigation for online hate speech after he spoke out in defense of Ireland. What a shitty world that we live in, that somebody just simply saying, in as many words, Ireland should probably be for Irish people and we should probably keep them safe. That's hate speech. What? And an outrage after the stabbing of 5 women and children in a Dublin's city centre. Not 5 women, but all collectively. On Thursday, the Sunday Times reports that he is being investigated after a social media post. Suspect in the stabbing is allegedly an Algerian immigrant, but he's been there for 20 years. It's totally fine. He is in the hospital recovering from injuries he suffered when he was stopped from continuing his attack. A woman and a 5-year-old child are fighting for their lives after the attack. Unbelievable. But we don't know anything about this guy, because I'd imagine if we got a name or something like that, we'd probably see a criminal rap sheet probably about as long as Conor McGregor's, if we're going to keep it a buck. After the attack, riots broke out in Dublin. Oh, they weren't so much riots as they were mostly peaceful protests. These were roundly condemned by police and Irish politicians. Well, I gave you a little bit of an insight on that one. Do not let Irish property be took over unannounced. Evaporate said property. It's a war, McGregor said on Twitter ex-Twitter, whatever. McGregor lashed out at the Irish government leaders and police. Officers had condemned the protest and those like McGregor who advocated for Ireland in the wake of the attack. Innocent children ruthlessly stabbed by a mentally deranged non-national in Dublin. Yeah, no, all checks out. He might be naturalized, he might have his citizenship, but at the end of the day, came from Algeria, as far as we know so far. Ireland today. Our chief of police had this to say on the riots in the aftermath. Drew, not good enough. There is a grave danger among us in Ireland and should never be here in the first place. There has been zero action done to support the public in any way, shape, or form with this frightening fact. Not good enough. Make change or make way, Ireland, for the victory. God bless those attacked today, we pray, McGregor said. And he's been on the forefront of this the entire time. Minister for Foreign Affairs, Tenacity, Michael Martin. Hey, a proper Irish name right there, but, modern Irish sentiments, said that the comments advocating for Ireland and speaking against mass migration on the island nation are essentially inciting hate per Sunday World. He said the comments of that type are absolutely disgraceful. He further claimed the voices like McGregor's are isolated and are inciting hate, and to some degree incitement is unacceptable. So absolutely ridiculous. I want to see this exact same talking point, this line of questioning, thrown back in anybody's face the next time that there's a massive attack against one of God's chosen people or a pet bugaboo of the left, and they're calling for more government boots on more people, or on several more people's necks. It's so ridiculous. In response to those comments, McGregor took aim at Martin, bringing up the recent trial over Ashley Murphy's murder. Blame anyone but themselves, McGregor said. Typical worthless you are, Michael. Worthless and spineless. Ryan Casey called you all out last week, grieving the love of his life, stolen by pawn scum. Nothing but waffle from you all since. Zero action. McGregor went on to criticize the fact that residents of Ireland can vote in local elections regardless of nationality, visa, or citizenship status. Yo, what the hell? It's exactly what's going on in the United States when you don't have voter IDs going on. But he said the politicians support this policy in order to get the votes. Wow, it almost seems like he's completely and totally over the target. Wonder why he's under investigation? Unbelievable, man. I never thought, you go ahead and cast your mind back to the point in time where I just completely and totally tuned out of MMA, that I would be here standing in front of you all, staring into this webcam, talking into this microphone, standing up and holding up Conor McGregor as a free speech absolutist, somebody who is going to be going down as one of the greatest patriots in Irish history. Thought he'd be a great mascot for the country, but Never thought he'd be one of Ireland's best, but here we are, guys. 2023 has been bonkers. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.